All right, hey everyone, in the AI launch space community, welcome. Look, we all know the hype around AI agents it's completely through the roof, right? So today, we're gonna cut through all that noise. We're gonna get real, really real, about what it actually takes to build an agent that a business will pull out their credit card for. And we're not just guessing here. This is all based on the hard-won experience of a builder who's put over 30 of these things into the wild in the last year and a half. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's just kick things off with a massive truth bomb. You've seen the videos, right? The YouTube gurus standing in front of some rented Lambo, promising you'll make 50 grand a month if you just buy their course. Well, this quote right here says what we're all thinking. It comes straight from a builder who's actually in the trenches doing this stuff, and it just perfectly sets the stage for our whole conversation today. Because the truth is, this whole field is somehow both way simpler and a lot harder than they want you to believe.
All right, part one. Let's cut through the hype. First thing we got to do is just completely dismantle the fantasy. You know, this idea of building some kind of futuristic, all-knowing AI that's going to change the world overnight. It's a great story, but honestly, it's a massive distraction from what actually works. As you're about to see, the agents that are getting real traction, the ones businesses are actually paying for, they look nothing like that.
And this right here is the fundamental mistake that trips up so many new builders. Most businesses, they're not looking for you to build them Jarvis from Iron Man. I mean, that'd be cool, but that's not what they need. They're dealing with real, specific, and frankly, super boring and tedious problems. What they need, what they'll pay for, is simple, reliable automation that just solves one of those pain points really well. It's consistency over complexity 100% of the time.
Okay, so if we're not building the next Skynet, then what are we building? What actually sells? Well, let's dive into that. We're going to look at a few real-world case studies of pretty simple agents that deliver tangible, measurable value to actual businesses. So let's take a real estate agency. Think about how much time they spend writing up property descriptions. It's hours and hours. So an agent was built to do one simple thing. Take the raw data from a listing, the square footage, number of bedrooms, location, all that stuff, and just generate a compelling description. Now here's the crazy part, the result. The listings written by the AI converted 3 times better than the old templates the humans were writing. A super simple tool, a massive impact on the bottom line.
And what does that kind of impact look like when you measure it in time? I mean, what's the actual human value? Well, for another company, this time a content creation agency, the impact was this. More than 8 hours saved, not a month, every single week. Just think about that.
So you're probably asking, how did they save all that time? Well, the agent built for them automated what is easily the most tedious part of their entire workflow, the initial research. It was set up to scrape the web for trending topics in their specific niche and then automatically spit out first draft outlines. And this is key. It didn't replace their writers. It empowered them. It got rid of all the grunt work and just gave them this massive head start on actually creating great content.
Okay, one last example for you. This one's from a SaaS startup. Now this agent, it wasn't some super intelligent, witty chatbot that could talk about philosophy. Nope, it was a very focused tool designed to do one thing, handle the common, repetitive support tickets they got all day long. And the result? It successfully managed 70% of all incoming queries without a human ever having to touch it. This freed up their expert support team to actually focus on the big, complex issues that really needed a human brain.
So hopefully the picture is starting to become a lot clearer, right? It's all about simple solutions for very specific problems. But now we got to talk about the stuff the YouTube gurus conveniently forget to mention in their sales pitch. Let's get into the uncomfortable truths of this work.
This right here, this chart completely flips the script on what most people think this job is. We all get excited about the initial build, right? The coding, the cool prompting, but in the real world, that's maybe 30% of the actual effort. The other 70%, the real work, is all in deployment, maintenance, and the never-ending battle to keep up with API changes and things breaking. The job doesn't end when you launch the agent. Honestly, that's when it really begins.
Okay, everyone, listen up, because this might be the single most important lesson in this entire explainer. Your clients, they do not care about your tech stack. They don't care if you're using GPT-4 Turbo or some obscure open-source model. They don't care about the complexity of your code. They care about one thing, return on investment. If you can't walk in and clearly explain in plain English how your agent saves them money or makes them money, then what you've built is basically a worthless hobby project to them.
And what's so interesting is that the game is changing right under our feet. As tools like FlowEyes, VoiceFlow, the OpenAI Assistance API, As they all get better and better, the purely technical part of building an agent is actually getting easier. The barrier to entry on the tech side is dropping like a rock. But, and this is a huge but, that means the real challenge is shifting. The skill that now separates the successful builders from the hobbyists is getting harder. And what is that skill? It's identifying the right high-value business problem to solve in the first place.
Okay, so we've cut through the hype, we've seen what works, and we've faced the uncomfortable truths. So what now? What's the actual game plan? Well, if you're serious about this, if you really want to build agents that provide real value, here's a practical, no BS, 4-step playbook you can literally start using today.
All right, step 1, solve your own problems first. Seriously, build a couple of agents that automate tedious parts of your own day. This forces you to build something that's actually useful. Okay, step 2, go find 3 local businesses and offer to build an agent for them for free. Step 3, and we've said it before, you have to be laser focused on the results, not the tech. And finally, step 4, document everything, your wins, and just as important, your failures. Because building that pattern recognition, that becomes your secret weapon.
And let's be absolutely crystal clear about that second step, about building for free. The goal here is not to build some beautiful, complex masterpiece of AI engineering. The goal is singular. It is one thing: get testimonials. Solve one clear, simple problem for a business so they can give you that social proof. That testimonial is your golden ticket to landing your first actual paying client. And this slide just brings it all home. This is the heart of how you have to communicate your value. The wrong way? Leading with all the tech jargon. Oh, this uses GPT-4 with a vector database and RAG. Nobody cares. The right way is to lead with the tangible business result. A sentence like, "This saved our team 15 hours of manual work every single week." That is infinitely more powerful and persuasive than any technical explanation you could possibly dream up. So let's wrap this all up. Look, the demand for custom AI agents that solve real business problems, it is absolutely exploding. There's no doubt about that. But as we've just spent this whole time talking about, most of what's being built out there is just noise. It's stuff that's optimized for being flashy, not for getting actual results. So for everyone here in our AI Launch Space community, I want to turn it over to you and leave you with this question to get the conversation going. What's been your experience? Have you tried building agents for businesses, or are you using them in your own workflow? Let's talk about it.